Hi, this is Alan Whitford from RCEURO.com. Well, actually, the person facing you is Martin from Zubed.com. Alan Whitford is the disembodied voice behind it. Carrying on a recruitment thought leaders conversation from TruAmsterdam. Martin has been leading a track here this week. Martin, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do?
Sure. Hi, my name's Martin Lee. I work for Zubed Geospatial, Zubed.com if you want to have a look at the website. And I've been talking here at TruAmsterdam about location and recruiting and the importance or not of location when considering recruiting. One of the client studies I've been showing is of Dell Computers, who are one of the early adopters of one of our recruitment systems. And to summarise basically what it does, instead of Dell going to an agency with a vacancy, what they've effectively done is take all of the CVs from various disparate databases around the UK, Outlook files or mini databases or black books or however CVs are held, and what we've done is just put them on a map, so that now Dell can search for a location and a skill before going to an agency and look at all of their resources. And those resources could be permanent members of staff, they could be contractors, they could be technology partners. And so we've given them a system which is used internally, which enables them to engage and sort out project work themselves instead of being reliant on an agency.
Well, it sounds like a much better approach than what I used to have when I first came to do recruitment in the UK, and I put up a giant map of London with the postcodes, and not realizing the postcodes were done in concentric circles, almost like a snail shell, which of course made absolutely no sense if you were trying to put people by location. You needed to have a giant map and then stick pins in it. So this is just a modern version of sticking pins on presumably a Google map or a Bing map.
Well, we had a quite frank conversation with Dell, and the reality of recruitment sometimes is that they would get a call late in the week and they needed some kit installed on a Monday morning. And the reality of it was that they were sending the team of guys that did a good job last time because the customer knows them, and the actual guys doing the work know the site and that kind of thing. But what they're not taking into consideration, of course, is the cost of sending people from various parts of the country to other parts of the country when they don't have to do that. They've got the resources actually around where the customers are. So we've built in for Dell where their customers are, and it automatically defaults to those particular customers, and they can search and look at the various types of resources they have, and then also look at how much profit is going to be made by using one resource versus another resource, obviously once they've been qualified technically.
That sounds like a brilliant idea, and it's turning HR, in a sense, into a profit center then.
Yeah, there's an unusual thought.
Yeah, that means that HR can really pay for your system then. Well, what about recruitment? This is about internal, which is really fantastic, but are they now going to start applying the same principle? Because we know that most recruitment is actually local as opposed to regional or even national.
Yeah, well, location is so important with the recruitment. If people are offered jobs closer to home, they're going to take them. It's the whole difference between work and family life, and you've got the greener issues and you've got costs and everything else. So yeah, looking at where your resources are, and we're looking at where a location is key to this. But effectively what we're doing as a company is data on a map.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what the data is, and by Dell looking at this particular system, they've recognised that perhaps they could put their 37,000 partners on a map and search for them under qualifications, security clearance and that kind of thing as well. So that's the system we're looking at building for them as well.
And is this a complex thing to do for them? Or is it just pretty much it's a data input, export the data, pull it in, and you can display it pretty quickly?
Yeah, it's not a difficult, it's not an easy thing to develop from scratch. Putting pins on a map sounds kind of easy.
But I meant for them in terms of an implementation and integration piece.
It's very easy. We put the data on the map for them initially. We host the system for them. We don't have to host the system, but Dell have decided let us host the system for them. And that's how we do it. So we just put all the data on to start off with. Any new CV comes on, just goes onto the system. So it's a real-time system.
So it complements their ATS as opposed to replacing it?
Absolutely, yeah. These are add-ons to it. This isn't. We don't offer a complete ATS system. We add very nice bolt-ons to go with existing ATSs.
Well, I think it's fantastic to actually get recruiters thinking about candidates in the right location, or, as you said, for the consulting businesses or any kind of hardware technology repair business to get people in the right spot. So I would presume you guys have got, you've got a strong database of potential customers you want to go after then.
Well, data on a map is relevant to every business.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
So we've got some exciting markets that have been opened up to us.
Fantastic. So tell me about your experience here in Amsterdam, because you came to True London as a delegate and as a participant, but you got roped into or volunteered into being a track leader. Roped into is better. Right. Track leader here in Amsterdam. What's your experience been like for you?
It's been great. I mean, it's always good to meet people. We're all big social media people here, and everybody Twitters and Facebooks and whatnot, but you can't beat meeting people face to face. And the nature of the conference here, of course, is that there's no presentations. It's a free for all and it's a discussion, and it means even if you're a track leader, then you actually learn stuff in your track as well as all the other tracks as well. And it's a real knowledge share experience. And I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I was a bit nervous about standing up, stood up in front of people at meetings, of course, but a room of experts, worldwide experts, is a slightly different story. But the reaction was good, so I'm happy with that.
You definitely got good reactions from people. Most people seem to have stayed awake during it. Well, that's always a good sign, isn't it?
It makes a difference.
Makes a difference, yeah. But you also, I think, enjoyed some other parts of Amsterdam on your trip here this time.
Yes, I enjoyed going out with you, actually, and last night, even though we both, as slightly older men, left before midnight.
Yeah, we took care of ourselves, but that was the TruAmsterdam tweet up, which we held naturally at an Irish bar on the Rokon. But I think you and I were both sensible when some of the crew headed south towards more Dutch-oriented locations. I think we made the sensible decision to go catch some shut-eye. But I think we may be back. Will you do it again?
I'll be here, if you are.
Okay, that's great. Martin, appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to you. Again, it's Martin Lee from Zubed.com, a recruitment thought leader, live to you from TruAmsterdam.